Anybody like some pound cake? I'd like some pound cake, some cake, I'd like some pound cake.
Okay, if you remember where we left off, we just made the basic setup to wire all of our machines. We're going to get right into this. I'm going to go empty my inventory, and then we are going to finish creating the basic machines that we are going to need. Now, depending on what your personal goals are with your Tekkit world or server, you're going to want to create different machines, obviously. But I will show you machines that we are going to want. Let me empty all of this stuff back in here. We're going to need some glass fiber cable. I'll show you how to wire up a generator. I'll show you how to do a bat box. A battery box is basically a tier 1 storage device. It's going to power tier 1 objects. It's going to be your first storage device, basically, to power your objects. So we are going to need some of these. What else are we going to need? We're going to need machine blocks. So we need refined iron. We don't need tin. Don't need that. Okay. So while we walk over here, right here, we're going to make some more advanced machine blocks so we can finish our objects, our machines rather. So we got 6, that's going to be enough. Okay, so no, it's not going to show it. Okay, the machine that we have down there is a macerator. We're going to need a compressor. Excuse the lag while this loads. We're going to need a compressor, which can also be upgraded to a singularity compressor. So we're going to need 6 smooth stone, and that is the only thing we need to pick up. Let's go to my stone chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are also going to want an extractor. I don't know why it keeps picking up my ring and reorganizing my fucking inventory, but whatever. So the extractor, we're going to need 4 tree taps, which we have made, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Cool, now I get to show you how to make a tree tap. You're just going to need some wood. And it goes in this shape here. A tree tap is what you would use on a rubber tree's, I forget what they're called, like the sticky resin spot on a rubber tree to get sticky resin. And then sticky resin can be either cooked to get rubber, or one of the first machines that you're going to want to make is an extractor, because you need a lot of rubber. So we're going to make this extractor really quick. The extractor essentially doubles the output, doubles or triples the output of rubber from each thing of sticky resin. So it's a very good machine to have, because every machine requires circuits, and every circuit requires iron. Rubber, sorry. The other machine we're going to need is the... Oh, my Steam just went offline, that's strange. The other machine we are going to need is that. 1, 2, 3. Compressor. The compressor is used basically to take... The only practical purpose that I use it for is to take raw carbon mesh and compress it into carbon plates, which is used to make advanced machine blocks, and it's used to make nanosuit armor, which is required to make quantum armor, but that's later down the road. So the 2 most important machines that are here for me are the macerator and the compressor, but like I said, you're going to want the extractor definitely, because it is basically a must-have to mass-produce machines. So these machines are the ones that you're going to want to start off basic. Now, as I said before, these can all be upgraded. The compressor can be upgraded to the singularity compressor. The extractor can be upgraded to a centrifuge extractor, and the macerator can be upgraded to a rotary macerator. The advantages of the upgraded versions: you can apply a redstone circuit to it, or you can just place a lever on the machine by shift clicking on it, and when you turn on the lever, it will suck a little bit of power, and it will rev up the machine. So the rotary macerator has an RPM meter, and the faster the RPMs, the faster it will macerate things. The extractor, I'm sure, has a PSI gauge, and the compressor has a PSI gauge. So that right there is the 3 basic machines that you're going to need. And when you're first starting out, your setup is going to look something a little different. It's going to be, let's say, the low voltage solar arrays to a bat box, which I will show you how to wire up a bat box. Or it's going to be a generator to a bat box. Now, I forget which one is the input on the bat box. The generator just burns coal. It's simple as that. So this is the output, so you can put the generator right next to it, on top of it, behind it, wherever you want, and then whatever machine you have would be connected here. The battery box outputs low voltage power, same with the generator, so this is a perfectly safe setup right there. And that's pretty much what your first machines are going to be powered off of until you have enough stuff to make an MFSU or an MFE, which, like I said in a couple of the previous episodes, the MFE is like the little brother of the MFSU. So now that we have our machines set up, we can move on to bigger and better things. If you have any questions about this, just let me know. And in the next episode, we will worry about upgrading these. I'll show you how to do that, because I don't really want to overwhelm you guys. I want to give you a chance to build this in your own SMP world or SSP world and experiment with it a little bit and whatnot. So let's go ahead. Oh, I don't have any stone. We can leave that open. So just for shits and giggles, I'm going to leave this stuff in here. Put this up, put this up. Okay. So for a little bit, a few minutes, let's talk about what this fucking thing is. This is an MFE. And an MFE... I'm going to hit myself in the face. This is a power flower. And a power flower is used to power energy condensers. Basically, in this equivalent exchange part of Tekkit, everything has an equivalent exchange value. This EMC 8, EMC 4, EMC 128. So if you have a bunch of shit that you don't need, as long as you have, let's say you wanted to turn something into diamonds or red matter, as long as you have one of the objects to put in the target slot so the machine knows what to make, you can fill it with useless shit that has an EMC value, and it'll transform it over time into this. Now, this is going up really fast. This gives me a piece of red matter probably every 15 minutes, and it gives me a diamond probably every 8 seconds, which is ridiculously fast and ridiculously overpowered. But once you get to the stage of Tekkit where you can build a Mark III power flower, which there's 3 different types. There's Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3. The Mark 1 and 2 equipment requires light, so you have to cover it in glowstone. And this is the Mark 3, which produces its own light. You can see the little light meter right here. So basically the power flower surrounds the energy condenser in antimatter relays. And then the antimatter relays take whatever energy is being put into them from these energy collectors, and it gives it a bonus of 3, since these are Mark IIIs. If it was 2, it would give it a bonus of 2. If it was 1, it would give it a bonus of 1 for every EMC that goes into it. So these all transfer energy, or EMC, into here. And as you can see, he just duplicated some food. So that's how you duplicate things. And I'm gonna do probably a specific tutorial video on how to build this in creative, since it is an extremely costly item to build, at least an entire flower, and let alone a Mark III. But this is going to be one of the first things that you want to build. So that was a little bit of an introduction to this. In the next episode, I'm going to show you how you're going to set up your very first one, which will help you get food, so you can concentrate on building machines instead of going out and, you know, killing pigs and stuff like that. And also you can duplicate copper, so you can keep getting a steady supply of wires and all of that kind of stuff. It's extremely useful. It is the single most useful item in the game besides armor, I think. So I don't know if this was, I mean, I think this was a pretty short episode, but we did cover quite a lot of stuff. And in the next episode, just to recap, we will upgrade these machines. We will build your first energy condenser setup, which is going to be very simple. And that is about it. So I will see you guys in the next episode.